Welcome to Wednesday night's NBA action here on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be Honolulu going up against Mexico City. Hi, folks. Brian Anderson here, alongside two fantastic analysts, Grant Hill and Brent Berry at the table, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. Let's take a look at the numbers for him.
And he's been outstanding offensively as of late. These last 5 games, he's been a beast at the offensive end. A different level score than he had been earlier in the season. Let's see if he can keep it up.
And now the opening lineup for Mexico City. They've got Johnson, and it's Jones in at the shooting guard. And for Honolulu, and it's Duncan in at the 4. A battle of the big men. Grab some popcorn for this face-off at the center position tonight, Grant.
Oh, no question, B.A. I mean, these bigs bring the size and skill.
Some passes to Jones. Gasol against Robinson. Here's Pippen. Misses the 3. On offense, here's Honolulu.
Their reserves have to step up this time around and get stops. That was the difference the last time these teams played.
Parker outside. Just 5 to shoot. Sends it home from three-point land.
They talk about my guy Eddie Jones before the game again. I didn't know he had that high of a free throw percentage lately either. That was kind of... Hey! Listen, man. This is my 3rd year going against the Honolulu Explorers, bro. They've had... Well, I want to say this is my 2nd year, but really 3rd. The 2nd year, they were the Tiki, I think. And they had like a little small stadium in Honolulu. After they had the ship, that's why they were the Explorers, because they were on the ship in Honolulu. And they basically had this team pretty much. And that was, I think that was my first game that first season where I scored 50 points. That was my first 50-point game of the season, because, and it was like in the first 2 weeks, maybe the first week or something like that. It was a really early game. We haven't even had like 6 or 7 games yet, and we're going against the Explorers on the boat, just going crazy. I think John Stockton might have been their point guard. I'm not sure. But it was just back and forth, and I'm not even sure if we won that game for real. But it was just such a ridiculous fucking game, bro. That was a great pass by Mahmoud. But even then, it was just like, we've had tough games. We even had a tough home game against the Explorers that season. And it kind of came down to the end. I did like a 360 dunk and flex at the end, just to kind of seal the series. It was kind of crazy. Yeah, man, this shit gets crazy. Oh my God! Rewind it back! Listen, sometimes the simplest thing is the best thing. You don't gotta do nothing too crazy until you do something crazy. You feel me? That's something just to bring us back to life. Cause this team is playing desperate. I mean, we're kind of desperate right now because the standings aren't necessarily in our favor either. Like, we could easily lose 3 games in a row and end up in a playing position. So we need this as much as they need this, but they need this a little bit more. And y'all are gonna see why. You know what I'm saying? Because I can see the standings, you know, as I'm playing and all this other shit, but like, y'all don't necessarily see outside of games until they give you the information in games, and I have to basically either fill in that information for you or give you that information through like dead ball sequences popping up, you know, the Eddie Jones last 5 games type shit. Like, that's the only way y'all are gonna like realize what's really going on outside of every game I play. So yeah, man, like, the Explorers, every single game that we play, no matter what season it is, no matter who's on my team,
left him in this
It's always
quarter.
tough.
Nowhere close to the kind of
And now y'all
output they
see
need
why.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts. Chance at a three.
quarter. Got to be eating at him just a bit.
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line.
Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. How about we start out with the Western Conference and how those teams are stacking up?
Well, right now for Mexico City, they're playing up to expectations. Maybe they like to be doing more than that, but I think they're ready to make some noise in the playoffs. That's when you turn up.
And now let's discuss this game. Talk about a strong start for Honolulu.
One big reason they're up, they're controlling the glass, both boxing out and crashing in.
Yeah, you could tell rebounding was a point of emphasis for them coming into this game.
Thanks as always for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And it's Robinson in at the center position. Parker passes to Elliott. Here's Jefferson. Oh, he finds himself wide open and drills it. Jefferson's got 7. And here's Mexico City now. 9-point game. And for Mexico City, they've got Johnson. And it's Johnson in at the 4. Nails it from...
Yeah, so y'all seen halftime, man. 22 points. I only got like 2 assists because I'm not actually here to just facilitate the ball when it's just not going to work like that. And that's always the conclusion I end up having against the Explorers, bro. That was a great defensive sequence for Paul Gasol right there. I just kind of supplemented. I'm going to go ahead and help on the offensive side like that. You feel me? I got that second block. I always come in after. I always come in a little bit too late. The original block usually ends up going to Josh Smith or Paul Gasol or something like that. But I'm always up in the air with them, just making sure. Look at this cave we're in. Look at Poseidon right there. Ah! Sean Elliott on his head. All right, so I also want to kind of like get the awkwardness out of this a little bit. I did forget to change the settings. I know it kind of like when you see other places without crowds, you don't. Woohoo! This is when I get excited enough to be like, all right, I think we're gonna win this game. I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? I start just making plays. We start just doing random stuff. Shit starts to get real for the Explorers, man. I'm feeling it. Can you tell? Can you tell, bro? Huh? It don't matter how up they get. We are going to catch the fuck up, bro.
Rebounded by Johnson.
But yeah, like I was saying, I forgot the settings on this, so we're just gonna pretend that they're pumping in pretend crowd noise and music and stuff, you know, like how they do in the bubble. I think they're trying that out to see if that works for the Explorers to make them feel more comfortable to get into the playoffs, you know, because we've seen their standing, they're at number 9, which means they can possibly make the play-in tournament. They just need some wins to kind of seal that in. And we're not helping playing how we're playing against the Explorers because we're not trying to make the play-in. You feel me? Like, we don't need any parts of that. And it's just extra games, bro. It don't count for nothing. It don't count towards the playoff stats. It's just an extra opportunity to get injured. And we already have Josh Smith trying to recover this week so he can come back when the playoffs start. We don't need any extra games of him coming off the bench and Larry Johnson having a bad matchup. And you never know. You know what I mean? People get real desperate during the play-in. It's just not our scene, bro. If I have to step up and pass the ball less,
23 seconds left to play
you
in
know,
the fourth.
facilitate less and score more just for us to get the dub, I'm going to do it. It's just for this week. It's just for the last few games. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it.
Called Honolulu. Here's Elliott. Oh, that shot had a chance. Coast City wins it. And this was an emotional win for them. No doubt about it.
Just a fantastic accomplishment. You love how they just diffuse the energy in this arena.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So alongside Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, Brent Barry, and our entire 2K crew, I'm Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching. And before we go, we'll leave you with our player of the game.
Hey, that shit was crazy. That shit, Tony Parker with 34. Hey, Twin Towers, 20 plus. They got mad rebounds. Like, that's what they do. But I had to drop 45 on them. Damn near 50. I have to do this every single season, y'all. Every single season.